Hi guys, this is Paige from Paperbacks and Lattes, and today I will be telling you about some ebooks I recently hauled in August. So I've already been hauling a lot of free ebooks from Amazon in August, and so I thought that I would go ahead and share some of those with you instead of waiting until after the end of the month, because I already have a long list already, and I'm sure I'll just be adding more to the list before the month is over. So let's begin. So the first one is When Snowflakes Fall by Tara Wyatt. This is a Christmas book, so this will be good to read around Christmas time. This is about a single dad. His wife had walked out on him and his child, and so he's been raising his child by himself. And it is almost around Christmas, and what he's asking Santa for is his love. And he meets this doctor who has recently moved to his area, and they become very infatuated with each other, and he's totally falling for her, but she is running from secrets from her past as well. So this sounds like a straight up Hallmark movie. So I'm sure this will be a very heartwarming read around Christmas. The next book is Before She Was Mine by Amelia Wilde. This is a best friend's sibling romance. Dayton fell in love with his best friend's sister, but he did not want her to know about it, so he broke her heart, and then he left to go to war. And when he comes back, she is there, and she is all grown up now, and she is very much all woman, and he feels like he still shouldn't touch her, shouldn't look at her, but of course there is a lot of attraction between the two of them. So this sounds like a very forbidden romance. The next book is Full Circle by Mona Ingram. This is about a girl who becomes pregnant, and she either has to choose to give the baby up for adoption or keep it, and so she decides to keep it. So she moves to this new area to try to start fresh, start new. And she and her friend are selling children's clothes at this market. And then their creative designs are featured on TV, and their business takes off, and they have an offer to expand their business. And Bella is fighting her attraction to the handsome entrepreneur, but she doesn't want to just settle for attraction. She wants love. So this sounds like a romance between her and the guy who is helping her with her business. The next one is Chasing Hannah by Melissa Ellen. So Hannah has been working relentlessly at her job. She has just put her career above everything else. She has been very hardworking, and she is trying to get a promotion, but instead of getting the promotion, she got the boot. So she got fired from her job, and she moved to a small town in Texas, and I'm assuming that's where she's from. There it holds the memories of a one-night stand she had. And then she also has to go to her best friend's wedding, and there she sees Billy, the guy that she had that one night stand with. So there at the wedding, she sees him, and she has been trying to forget him after all this time, but now he's not as easy to run away from as this time. The next one is Big Ben by Nana Malone. I will read the synopsis on this one. It began with betrayal, and it ended in murder. She was never supposed to cross my path. She was never supposed to know the currency of secrets or the oaths of blood. But like a thief in the night, she stole my soul, even if she wasn't mine to possess. As a member of the elite, I live by simple tenets: a gentleman above all. Private matters stay private. Secrets whispered are never revealed. Enemies and friends are the same coin, and power is king. My so-called brothers killed my friend. I intended to make them pay, and before it's over, I'll bend all the rules of mortality, decency, and legality. I will borrow and steal to set the scales right, but begging you can forget about. My name is Ben Covington, and I know my sins. It sounds like it's full of secrets, and it sounds very intriguing, so that actually sounds really good. The next one is Hot Mess by Emily Goodwin. This is about a single mom. She's been raising her two daughters, and she has no time to date or for any kind of love life because she is raising her 2 daughters, and she's working her job, and everything, motherhood and her job, just take up all of her time. And she's also been jaded by love, so she really she's not giving it a chance. But she also has a crush on the perfect man in her office that happens to be her boss. Then she goes out one night with some of her friends to a bar, and she has a one-night stand with the bartender, who happens to be her boss's brother. And he wants more than just one night with her. It says, "The more I resist the spark between us, the more I find myself wanting him too, which puts me in the middle of what could be the biggest sibling rivalry of the century. Life is messy, and love, well, love is even messier." So this sounds really good. It almost sounds like a love triangle between her boss, and her boss's brother. So we don't really even know who the romance is between. So I love reading about love triangles, so this one is going to be added to my TBR soon. The next book is Line of Fire by Kara Bristol. This is a dragon shifter series. You know things are bad on Earth when you're the president's daughter, and becoming a concubine to an alien dragon shifter seems like your best option. Helena Marshfield made a big mistake, and making it right puts her life in danger. She's forced to flee and become the concubine of the draconian prince. She never expects to be attracted to the dragon man, and has no intention of making the relationship real. Prince Tamar has no wish to consort with a human. Unfortunately, his father, the king, decrees he must accept her. His dragon mistakes her for his mate. And worse, the flame-haired female stirs his desires. Still, he intends to deposit her at the palace and fly away. But when powers on Earth draw them into the line of fire, will their unexpected, unwanted burning attraction be the one thing that can save them? I love dragon shifter romances. I've only read the ones by Ruby Dixon, but this one sounds just as good, and I really want to read this one as well. The next one is Breathless with Her by Carrie Ann Ryan. Devin likes his life, he likes his job, his family, the outlook for his future. And then he meets her. He meets Erin. As soon as he sees her, drunk, a sequined dress, as her world crashes down around her, and she fights to put on a brave face. He knows what he's been missing. Her. When Erin finds her high school sweetheart and husband banging the former head cheerleader of their graduating class at their high school reunion, she tells herself she'll be fine. She just needs to figure out what fine means. There's only one problem: Devin. She didn't plan on him, and for someone who thinks they have all their plans in place, that's a problem. One she'll have to find an answer to if this whole friends with benefits thing is going to work. If not, she'll just fail like everything else. That sounds very, very drama-filled and very intriguing as well. The next one is more of like a small town western, which is not usually anything I read. I wasn't even going to purchase this one for free, but I'm like, well, why not? There may be a time when I will want to read it, so I got it for free. I don't know if I'll ever read it, but it was for free, so I got it. It is Rafe by Kathy Ivan. When Sheriff Rafe catches Tessa climbing through the window of a house where she doesn't belong, the crime rate isn't the only thing that spikes. Turns out trouble has followed the small town school teacher to Shiloh Springs. Rafe must step in to keep her safe. Can they decipher the clues and end the danger? Teresa faces before time runs out. So it also sounds like there's sort of a mystery in the book as well. So I might read it, I might not, who knows. The next book is Beauty and the Professor by Skye Warren. I've actually never read any books by Skye Warren, but I know she's pretty popular. Erin cleans Mr. Morris's house twice a week to pay her tuition. The reclusive ex-soldier intimidates her, but she can't help but feel sympathy for him. Then she walks on him, touching himself, and has much darker, much more sensual feelings. Blake Morris knows he's scarred both inside and out. He's reclusive and surly. Nowhere near good enough for the smart and beautiful young woman who cleans his house. He receives an offer to return to his alma mater as an associate professor. This is his chance to re-enter the world and to be worthy of the woman he dreams about. He never expected to see her sitting in his classroom on the first day of the semester. So this sounds like a very forbidden romance between a professor and his student, but she also works for him, so he's also her boss. The next one is A True Gentleman by M.A. Nichols. 10 years ago, Tabby married the man of her dreams, or so she thought. The reformed rake had seemed vastly appealing when she was younger, but life marched on and his old habits returned. Tabby realized too late that she should have chosen wiser when facing the marriage altar. But there is no undoing the decisions or the past or avoiding the consequences, even if Tabby wishes otherwise. Overwhelmed by her husband's irresponsible lifestyle and suffocating debt, Tabby's life unravels around her until she is forced to relinquish her home and privileged life to become a lowly servant to a most irritating and demanding sailor. Captain Graham loves the sea and the navy, but between one breath and the next, that life is ripped away from him when a French cannonball strikes his ship. Crippled and desperate, Graham finds himself trapped at his sister's estate as he struggles to heal his broken body and reclaim what he lost at any cost. But when his sister hires an intriguing and far too beguiling nurse to watch over him, Graham finds himself wondering if a life on land might not be such an awful thing, even if the lady in question is determined to keep him at arm's length. So this sounds like it's a historical romance, which I did not know going into it, but it sounds pretty good. This is a damaged hero, and she is trapped in a loveless marriage, and that sounds really good, very forbidden again, and I always like to add historical romances to my TBR. The next one is also another like small town Western romance. Don't know if I'll ever read it, but I have it. This is Accounting for Love by Aaron Wright. Stetson Miller inherits his father's farm in Idaho. He's too focused on crops and yields to pay attention to the financial side of things. The next thing he's got a stack of unpaid bills, the bank is threatening to foreclose, and the auditor who's come to examine his accounts is the sexiest thing he's ever laid eyes on. But she's a city girl, just like the last one who left him at the altar. He'll guard his heart, but he can't help wanting her. Jennifer doesn't mind a tough job, but the handsome Stetson is trouble of a different kind. When he isn't making her mad, he's filling her head with all sorts of forbidden fantasies. The sparks between them fly faster when the road washes out and Jennifer has to spend the night on his farm. But passion alone won't pay the bills. Can Jennifer find a way for Stetson to save his farm? The next one is Propositioning Love by Izzy Sweet. He thought I was a hooker. I thought he was a nice guy giving me a ride home. We were both wrong. Bryce is not a nice guy. He's a ruthless billionaire with a penchant for snapping up failing companies and completely gutting them. Unfortunately, I had no clue who he was when I got in his car and spent the hottest night of my life with him. When he walks into my office the next day announcing he's the new owner of the company I work for, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be fired. Then he makes me an offer I can't refuse. They say money can't buy you love. Or can it? The next one is X's and Goals by Heather C. Myers. Harper is a big fan of the Newport Beach Seagulls, despite their abysmal previous season. It's been a year since Ken Brown's murder, and Serafina Hansen, Ken's youngest granddaughter, just survived her first year as the new owner and manager of the national hockey team. Barely. The last year was dismal to the point where Serafina is making drastic changes, like hiring Harper as her official blogger. Harper gets to travel with the team, write character pieces, critiques, game summaries, and the like. It's her dream job. Another change, putting together practically a new team, including Zachary Ryan, first line center. At 6'4" and 220 pounds, he is tall, dark blonde, and solid muscle. He's arrogant and direct, and the minute he sees Harper at Taboo nightclub during a team bonding session dressed in a plaid shirt and Converse sneakers, he has to get to know her better. Except there's a problem from her past that won't go away. Harper has an ex that won't stay in her past, where he belongs. He starts showing up at her place, reminding her of all the wrong choices she made, bringing up things she wants nothing more to forget. When Zachary gets involved, things get heated and his notorious temper flies. Harper doesn't want to get involved with a hockey player, especially with an overzealous ex who won't leave her alone. But Zachary plans to change her mind, no matter what the cost. I love hockey romances. Every one that I've read, I've loved. And so I cannot wait to read this one, and it sounds full of drama and angst and longing. So definitely adding it to my TBR soon. The next one is One Cruel Night by K.A. Lind. I spot the mysterious stranger across the party. I'd seen him in the park, writing furiously in his worn leather notebook. He's pure confidence, born and bred in high society, with eyes like a hawk, observant, cunning, and wicked. With sensual lips and a body made to worship, he's exquisite, a work of art. While I'm young, innocent, and completely out of my depth, but I'm drawn to him, captivated by his approach. When he asks for one night, I only have one word for him. Yes. One summer in Paris, one night with him, one cruel night. The next one is Cheeky Royal by Nana Malone. Penny has heard the rumors. The prince is royal and cocky and has well, never mind about all that. The problem is he's also my job. When the king called on me to retrieve the wayward prince, I was ready to walk away. Then I caught my boyfriend cheating, and suddenly leaving never felt like such a better idea. Sebastian is the prince. He never wanted the throne. When I left behind my gilded cage of a palace, it all sounded so simple. Find my long-lost brother and make him the prince so I don't have to rule the kingdom like my father expects. Then I met my new neighbor and quickly realized I found the queen of my heart in bed. Just one problem. I can't let her find out who I really am. And the last book that I have hauled so far in August is El Diablo by M. Robinson. Living in a world where I was worth more dead than alive was a choice. I was a bad man, never claimed to be anything else. I've done things I'm not proud of, seen things that cannot be unseen. I've caused pain that I cannot undo. It was all my choice, every decision, every order. Right and wrong never mattered. Until her. She was under my protection until she became my obsession. But who was going to save her? From me, the devil himself. Fate brought us together, destiny destroyed us. This sounds really intriguing. It almost sounds like a mafia or sort of book story, so definitely going to want to read that one too. So those are all the books that I have hauled so far in August. Let me know if you've read any of them or if any of them sound intriguing to you. I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.